Yeah, I guess just general thoughts on this one right off the bat.
Um, I thought we we were up for the challenge. A little different style of offense where they just spread you out, drive it down your throat, see if they can get ahead of possession, kick out for threes. I thought our players were really disciplined for the most part. You're not going to totally shut a team out that does something so well like they do. But I thought for over the course of the game, we were actually locked in, and then we did what we needed to do from an offensive standpoint. Got out in transition and uh, and made some layups early in the basketball game.
We all know that your reserves could play starter minutes for a lot of teams. Today, you got to really get into your bench, and I don't think a player played under 15 minutes for you. How valuable is that in SEC play to get your entire team playing like that?
Well, our bench has developed over the past couple of weeks. We're seeing it a little bit more now because we have an injury. Tanaya Lassen's out, and there are 30 minutes right there for someone to step into. And I think Maddie McDaniel and Agat McKeer, they're doing a really great job. Like great job on both sides of the basketball, being very just predictable. You want the people that come off the bench, you want to know what they're going to give. And now, Adele Tack is doing a great job at just imposing her will. So it's growing. I mean, it took a long time, and we were being intentional when we were totally healthy, but when we had one of our starters go down, it just opened up the floodgates for some of our younger players to step in and do a great job for us.
Yeah, Coach Jada Bates had one of her best games as a Razorback. What kind of did you see from her tonight when she was able to score at will? It felt like at times in the second quarter.
Yeah, hard guard for us at that time in the second quarter. They actually it was an even quarter for us, and she was the main reason why we had a really hard time, just a really matchup problem when she was driving it down our throats or stopping to shoot at three. So happy for her. Like it should be a confidence booster for her and for Arkansas overall.
And seeing after the game, all of the fans stopping by and appreciate kind of you, your team, your players. What does that mean to get love from, even the other side
Yeah.
of the SEC here in Arkansas, and that stretches from South Carolina to here?
It's great. I would say when we are in between the lines, right? You're cheering for who you came to see, and but when it's all said and done, we are all SEC fans. Like we want each other to do well. They have a really good appreciation for good basketball, and that's cool. Like it really is cool for having them come out, and it's cool too also to know that people bought the book here, my book here in Arkansas.
Y'all were losing the rebound battle at halftime, end up winning it by about 10. How big of an emphasis was that in the locker room?
Not so much. I mean, we didn't have very many offensive rebounds because we were shooting the ball so efficiently. But I was surprised to see that in the second quarter. But sooner or later we were going to miss a lot of shots, and it created opportunities for us to get offensive rebounds. I thought Arkansas did a good job at boxing out and giving us one shot. But over the course of 40 minutes, we got a big team, and the emphasis is always on dominating the boards.
Yeah, speaking of efficiency, Tessa and Joyce both really efficient from the floor. How have you seen those two maybe just develop now that they've been with you a couple years to where their offensive game, it seems like they're really picking and choosing and getting good shots off?
I mean, it's called just growing up and maturing. I mean, Tessa's been in our program for 3 years now. And Joyce, this is her second year, and you learn to play good basketball. You learn to make good decisions. You learn what's a good shot, what's a bad shot, what's a makeable shot, what's not a makeable shot, and you play the percentages. For us, if you shoot over 50%, you can take any kind of shot, because more times than not, you take really good shots that you can make.
Your first time coaching against Kelsey Music here, you've just, I guess, what stands out about her team, your first time going against them?
I mean, you really have to game plan their style of play, their offensive style of play. It is something that we had. it wasn't just do a just a scouting report like a regular scouting report. You hit it once or twice. We actually had to break down how they play and where they place their guards, and how they rotate up the floor when they got downhill drives. It's not an offense that you could just prepare for one day. You really have to set out to pick and choose how you want to guard certain movements out there on the floor, and we did that. Fortunate for us, we did take the time to have a game plan A, B, and C just in case it wasn't working out for us.
Yeah, a couple more. Obviously, you had to build South Carolina up from the bottom, and that's what she's trying to do here. What's, I guess, your word of wisdom or advice for first year coaches in this league that are taking over a situation where it really has to be a build?
I would say, a lot of times we have our preferred choice in players, right? There's a list, and there's a B list, and the C list. Take players that want to be here, no matter what list they on. Like sometimes very early on, we try to wait until to get the big fish, right? When sometimes you lose the big fish and you lose the ones on the B list and the C list, and then you're just out getting anybody. So if anybody that's interested in playing for Arkansas, I would say go get them. Obviously, if they're on your list, you know that they could play for you, and you also have a preference. We all want the talented player, but the talented player doesn't always want to make a decision in time for you to make a decision and not lose the other players that you can get on your roster.
And last thing I want to ask you is, I think the loudest cheer, at least from where both sides got a little involved, was Miriam Dowda hitting her three. Just the impact she's had on your program. Now second year with her.
Quality individual, like an awesome soul, like Miriam, and I know she doesn't play as much as she probably anticipated her playing, but she comes to practice every single day. Anytime we have a recruit on campus, she's there to greet them. She is a solid citizen. And I told, she's very good friends with Joyce Edwards and Adele Tack. Like, I would hire them. Like, if she was done with basketball and she didn't want to play, I would hire them. I need them around our program because they're just quality people that trust in us, even when it's not favorable to them. And that's really hard to do when you're a young person. So, they'll always have a soft, they always have a place in my heart, especially Miriam.